Welcome back to MFO, everybody. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
So we've got kind of a special episode today. We're gonna talk about a fishing topic, but Megan, we're gonna do an Easter egg hunt on Halloween. Do you know what that means?
More candy?
More candy, more treats. So let's get the details here. First of all, guys, this is a chance for you to win a $100 gift certificate to Twin Lakes Marine. $100 if you're the winner. And this is a gift certificate that you can, it doesn't matter if you live in California, you can call them or email them and say, hey, I got $100. I want to buy, the oil or whatever, have them ship it to you. They'll obviously the $100, you can spend that $100 any way you want, and you do not have to go into the store to use it. So it's a $100 gift certificate from our friends over at Twin Lakes Marine.
Yep.
The second part is, let's explain what an Easter egg. If you're watching a movie and there's an Easter egg in a movie, it's kind of, we talked about this before, it's kind of a nod to...
Yeah, and like an ode to another scene in a different movie, or like people...
Or to the actor, or to something.
Like they'll add hints, like in a song title.
Exactly. So that's what we're going to do. When everything that, none of what we're talking about right now counts. It's when the intro music starts, that's when the Easter egg hunt starts. And you guys have to find all the different Halloween Easter eggs that are in this video. It could be a word, like if this doesn't count because it's before the intro, but if I said Zara spook, spook relates to Halloween, so that would be one. If you saw something, if there was a graphic, if there was something like that, anything that relates, count them up. You need to in the comments say, okay, the first one was this one, and the second one was this one, and third one was this. If you get it correct, 100% correct, you got them all.
So they have to know how many plus what they were? Or
yeah, well, if there's going to be somewhere between, I will tell you, there'll be somewhere between 5 and 10. No more than 10, no less than 5, but I'm not going to give you a specific, so you don't know. I'm just going to put it out there. You have to, and guys, there might be a lot of people who get them all right, but we will then randomly pick from the correct answers to figure out who gets that $100 gift certificate. It's a big prize, okay? Don't copy off of other people because you don't know whether they're right or not, right?
So start counting and we'll be back.
Welcome back to Mark Fisher Outdoors, everybody. I'm Mark Fisher.
I'm Megan Fuller.
So Megan, what would you say is my favorite thing to do of all time when it comes to fishing? It's like the thing I fall back on all the time.
Fishing docks with green pumpkin Senkos.
Oh, you got real specific in terms of even the color. Yeah, throwing a wacky rig Senko is 100%. Yeah, 100% the my favorite technique. But there is something that I do when I'm throwing a wacky rig Senko that I think is different than a lot of guys do.
So Mark, something I've heard you talk about a lot in the past is that you take a fluorocarbon leader and you attach it to braid.
Yeah, I do that. That is 100% something that I do. It isn't that's not the little nuance that I'm talking about in this segment. What I'm talking about has to do with the hook that I use when I'm throwing a wacky rig.
So is it a specific size of the hook? Is it a kind of hook? Like, what do you mean when you say hook?
Well, the hook that I use is actually a 2/0 size hook, which is considered to be kind of an oversized hook when it comes to throwing a wacky rig. Okay, it's a much bigger size, and what I've found is that does not affect the fall rate. It doesn't affect the how many times I get bit. Like, do fish shy away from it because the hook is overpowering or anything like that? But what it does mean is that I get a much higher hookup percentage when fish bite, because that hook is so much bigger than the Senko. When they bite it, I set the hook and I got them. Those smaller hooks, I have a tendency to skin hook fish, which could lead to losing those fish when they jump and things like that.
Okay. So is there any downside to fishing with a bigger hook like that?
The thing is, I've not found any downside to doing it. I don't, feel like I get fewer bites. I don't feel like, I mean, if anything, when I fish with a smaller hook, there's a lot of times that I'll catch fish like bluegill or crappie or rock bass when I'm using a smaller hook, because they'll just come and nibble at that Senko, and sometimes and with the bigger 2/0 hook, I won't get those. That doesn't bother me at all, because
Right.
obviously I'm not looking to catch those fish. But I've not seen any downside at all to using a 2/0 circle hook for my wacky rig.
So it's just a hook now that you use all the time?
That is my go-to when I'm throwing a wacky rig Senko.
Okay.
Guys, we hope you enjoyed this small little tip, and it's a a minor tip, but more importantly, we're wondering whether you caught all the Easter eggs in
This special Halloween edition, Mark Fisher Outdoors.
There you go. And guys, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't done that already, and stick around. Remember, tomorrow is Underwater Wednesday, even though it's Friday, because yesterday we had the big news that Bass came out with the no entry fees. Make sure you see that video if you haven't seen it, because that was a big deal. And then tomorrow we got our on the water Wednesday episode. It'll be playing tomorrow on Friday instead. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Stay channeled.
Take care.